Cause and effect. Cause and effect is law number 2 of the physical operating laws. This is a super interesting law. We're going to go give you some very, very interesting concepts on it. Let me define it first. Cause and effect. What we say is that every cause has an effect and every effect has a cause. You are in a chain of cause and effect. And what we want to do by the end of this is help you understand how to be the cause of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, the cause of your environment. Your brain is the greatest creative device on the planet, and what it is designed to do is it's designed to maintain equilibrium. It's designed to adapt to change, but it much prefers equilibrium. It much prefers to keep you in your current reality because change is difficult. And we're going to talk about this change process in detail, and we're going to start with this cause and effect. How do we get out of this chain of cause and effect? And how do we become the cause of our thoughts and feelings and actions? And how do we become the cause of our environment? Well, there's a raging debate in neuroscience, philosophy, and religion. And that debate is about cause and effect, and it's actually about free will. Now, most neuroscientists believe that what we think of as free will is an illusion. They say that we are in a perpetual chain of cause and effect. We're not aware of it, and it's virtually impossible to get out of it. Some of the roots of this came from an experiment that was done in 1981 by a Dr. Libet, and what he showed was this. They had some improving neuroscience techniques, diagnostic techniques, and he was able to show that when you had a self-initiated activity where you thought that you were using your free will, this activity actually started in the brain over a half second before you were even aware of it. This was like a major breakthrough. And as I said, most of neuroscience and philosophy believe that you are in a chain of cause and effects, and it's free will is an illusion. Well, this is in contrast to religious scholars, and obviously some religious scholars don't believe in free will and vice versa. But one of the central doctrines of theology is that you intrinsically have free will. Now, there's also a conflict here because if there is an omniscient God and knows everything that's going to happen, by definition, you just don't have free will. Here's how your brain works. Remember I said that your brain keeps equilibrium. It wants to keep equilibrium. So when you see a tree off in the distance, you're not really seeing a tree. What you're seeing is light waves and depth perception that go into your eye. This creates chemical and neurochemical reactions, and you have the image of a tree. So your brain is about creating and recognizing images. Let me say this again. Your brain is about recognizing and creating images. And your brain will do anything to stay consistent with the images that it's already adopted. This is the idea of equilibrium. So in the context of equilibrium, how could you have free will? Because you're just constantly creating and recreating the images in your mind through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Well, how do we break into this? How do we become the cause of our thoughts, feelings, and actions and the cause of our environment? Well, we probably don't have free will in the classic sense that most people think about it. However, what you can have is you can have mental autonomy. And again, we're going to talk about how your brain works. When you have a challenge or you have a new and compelling vision, what happens is you have to think new thoughts. Let's say that you want to break an old habit, and that old habit is smoking. Physical habits have a lag phase. And what I mean by that is this. Let's say you have this habit of smoking. Well, to break that habit, there's a significant amount of time from the idea of smoking to actually smoking. You think about having a cigarette, you got to get up out of your chair, get dressed, go in the car, drive to 7-Eleven, buy the cigarettes, get out of the store, and then smoke it. It might be 20 minutes from the idea of having a cigarette to the actual physical reality. What about the thoughts, feelings, and actions that are creating your current reality? They are immediate. They happen in real time. There's no time to think about it. So here's what you have to do to get out of this chain of cause and effect, this causal chain that continues to recreate your current reality, maybe a reality that you don't like. So when you have a challenge or a compelling vision, you have to proactively create new ideas. You have to think in advance. You have to start to watch the thoughts in real time so you can break this cause and effect chain. And this is what happens. This is what you're going to be prepared for. So now you understand the thoughts that are creating your current reality, there's no lag phase. So to change them, you have to be proactive. Remember we said that your brain craves equilibrium? It always wants to be consistent with the internal images. Well, if you create a new image, if you move your life in a new direction, if you want to create something new in your life, your brain is going to go into disequilibrium. The important point here is that you make sure that that when you resolve this disequilibrium, because your brain will want to resolve it, you go to the new higher level. This is the great advancing story of life. Your brain goes out of order into order, disequilibrium back into equilibrium, disequilibrium back into equilibrium. This is how you move forward with a new compelling vision. When you have a challenge or a compelling vision, you need to have new thoughts, new feelings, new actions. This is going to throw your brain that craves equilibrium out of equilibrium and into disequilibrium. The key is for you to create a new life, to have a new cause and effect in your life. What you have to do is you have to stay with the disequilibrium and move forward. You're going to put your brain out of order, into order, out of order, into order. This will create a new set of new causal chain of events in your life. This will help you create something new. And you will have new thoughts, feelings, and actions, and you will be the cause of your environment.